Hey everybody, welcome back to my world where no matter how old you get, you never need to grow up. And I realize as I'm on this Filmapalooza, we used to call it Review-apalooza when Caden used to make videos with me. And I am now on number 7 video of the day. When we used to do Review-apalooza, Caden would be like, you want to do Review-apalooza? And that would mean we would just unbox, review as much as we could until one of us was just like, I can't do it anymore. And usually by like the later videos, once we got around to like video number 5, we would start getting really silly. And those were some of the best videos we ever made together. And we just had so much fun. So our personal best was 8. We did 8 in one day. This is now number 7. So I felt like I needed to go back in time, especially because I am wearing a very prized possession of mine. This is, and you guys ask about the shirt all the time. This is an Ever After High Way to Wonderland shirt. And you guys always ask me, where did you get that? And I am going to tell you where I got it. I got it from Mattel. When Way to Wonderland came out, we were probably, as a channel, at kind of the height of our popularity, and Mattel loved us. And they sent us a bunch of swag that was only given out it wasn't given out at Toy Fair, I don't think. I think it was San Diego Comic-Con. And I think they were wearing these shirts at San Diego Comic-Con, and they sent us these beautiful bags that I use one of them as my crocheting bag. One was gold, one was black, and then they had Sharon. By the way, that's what we named I don't know if you guys remember this. We named this, although we found out later on in the story that it's actually, her name is Brooke, but we named a long time ago, we named her Sharon. And then there was another Sharon on this show. Does anybody remember Lazy Sharon? If you remember Lazy Sharon, you've been around for a long time. So anyway, I've been recollecting some of my Ever After High dolls because some of them, they got played with and they got beat up, or they just got shelf rot, which is a new term I just came up with for when you have your dolls out on shelves that are not like enclosed, and we have cats, okay? We live, I don't know how many feet, like maybe a quarter of a mile, probably less than a quarter of a mile, maybe an eighth of a mile away from the Garden State Parkway. What does that have to do with anything? The air quality in my home is probably really bad. And so we always, like, when you're dusting, there's always like black dust. It's just really unhealthy. But like I grew up on a main street. Bill grew up on a main street. So for us to be not on a main street, but be like right near the Garden State Parkway, we're still we feel like we're like in suburbia. So we are in suburbia, I guess. I don't know. The train station's right there, but we're very happy. It's a big move up for us. So anyway, so our dolls that are not, and most of them are not in enclosed shelves because that would be ridiculously expensive. They get, especially as they get older, even though I try to like dust a couple of years or rotate the dolls, the hair just gets really nasty. And this is particularly a problem for Ever After High and Mattel dolls from the era with the glue in the heads. Because you get the glue seepage, and then you've got, dust and dander from having 3 cats, and then you've got black dust from the Garden State Parkway, and they just get shelf rot. That's all I can call it. And with some of them, I kind of I don't mind. I'm just like, well, that's life, right? Like, first world problems. My doll's hair is just really nasty. I have 7,000 dolls, but a few of them, their hair is nasty. I understand that this is not like a real problem. But at the same time, it's a problem for me. So some of the dolls that I really, really love, that I don't have all the pieces for or got shelf rot, I've been recollecting. Now, you will recall that I got duped by someone, and I think it was on Mercari. It was not an eBay person. It was one of my few Mercari purchases. And she sold me a Way to Wonderland Lizzie, and I thought for sure that it was accurate, and it was not. Not happy. So today we are going to be unboxing an inbox Lizzie that I ended up getting on eBay. And I don't remember how much I paid for her. Like right now, Ever After High dolls and Monster High dolls, and I'm told older Bratz dolls are just really expensive. Doll collectors who collected these or had these when they were children are now adults, and they want them back. Their parents gave them away, or they gave them away, or they got destroyed, and then, they get back into the doll collecting hobby, and then they want, so that's what happens. That's how that happens. It's not like, artificially, it's just nostalgia takes over, and people want the dolls again. And so that's a good thing, but it's a really good thing because here's what I think. That now I also want to show you Way to Wonderland Madeline. She's going to stay in the box because I do have a Madeline that's in decent shape. And the one thing that was really cool about the Way to Wonderland was the packaging. And of course, Garrett Sander started his work at Mattel in the packaging department doing packaging art. So he had that like in his wheelhouse, and a lot of his people that were on his team, had packaging experience. So they didn't just put the dolls in boxes, right? This is so, you get that whole, we're going down the rabbit hole kind of Way to Wonderland vibe. And I do have a Maddie that's in decent shape, but I wanted one that I could display that was in the box that really shows that whole vibe. The box is a little bit crunched in the back, but that's okay because I'm only going to be showing this side of it. So it says on the back of the box, choose your own ever after. The Way to Wonderland has been shut ever since the evil queen cursed the Hat-tastic homeland. Oh no! But the spellbinding students of Ever After High discovered a secret way back down the rabbit hole. Can they put an end to the curse before things get way to Wonderland? I guess you're just going to have to watch to find out, aren't you? And you know what's really cool? All of the Ever After High stuff holds up really, really well. I think that it holds up better than the Monster High stuff. The Monster High movies are really good. Some of them. Most of them. I like the older ones still better than the newer ones, I think, for the most part, although Boo York is awesome. But I think the Ever After High webisodes hold up a little bit better than the Monster High webisodes. But the Ever After High movies, off the hook good. Off the hook good. So good. Anyway, Dragon Games, by the way, if you watch Dragon Games, just saying, Kitty Cheshire's mom in Dragon Games looks just like the mom from Kitty's mama. Like, I took a picture and texted it to her. I was like, Jen, oh my God, it's you! It's just freaky. Okay. So Madeline Hatter says, yay, I'm head over heels excited that I'm finally back in Wonderland. Don't get me wrong, I love Ever After High, but you have to wait until just the right time to have a hat-tastic tea party here. What's that about? In Wonderland, whenever I look at my watch, it's always time for tea. Oh, look, it's tea time right now. I loved Maddie. I loved the little piece of the story that Maddie could hear the narrators. I loved that. And then I loved later on when we meet Brooke, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't really heard the whole story yet. I need something to drink. My throat is starting to go on me. I'm on video number 7 and my voice is still working. My voice box has not paralyzed yet. This is beautiful. The doll reviewing gods are with me today. So Lizzie's, it says the same thing, but then it says Lizzie heads. Whoops! Lizzie Hearts. Of course, you remember what her mom was like, right? It says, off with the time! Heads. In Wonderland, nothing is what it seems. Take my watch, for example. It's not really a watch. That's why the hands keep spinning. As Wonderland royalty, I know exactly what it is. A compass that's pointing me in the direction of my family's castle. I can't wait to see home. Oh, I think I know what I'm doing after this is over. So here's the back of her box. Can't remember if I showed you Madeline's. I will show it to you in a second. Such a cool outfit. And Lizzie's one of my favorite dolls. One of my favorite characters from the show, but definitely one of my favorite dolls. I mean, Maddie's got the hat. Now, the doll's hat sticks out of the side of her head. And so that is slightly problematic on the one that I have out of box, which is another reason I'm keeping this here. Her hat is kind of flopping off and I have to kind of rubber band it back to her head. So let's get our friend here, Lizzie, out of the box. I do want to talk a little bit, so I am going to talk as I'm unboxing this one. I'm not going to stop the camera. I want to talk a little bit about my hopes for Ever After High. So here's, and I've talked about this before. My hope is that Monster High next year. So let's agree on this. If you are an Ever After High fan, even more so than you are a Monster High fan, let's just say that's a thing, because I know some people are. If you love Ever After High, you need to buy the crap out of Monster High when it comes out next year. Because I believe that Mattel is going to keep an eye on what happens with the return of Monster High to pull the trigger on bringing back Ever After High. Because remember, Ever After High happened because of Monster High, because of the success there. So, because remember, it's the same team. The same teams worked on both doll lines. So we need to kind of recapture that magic, and I am either interviewing or just chaperoning. I don't know. Nobody's told me what I'm doing yet at VidCon. But anyway, I'm doing something with the Senior Vice President of Marketing from Mattel. And so I'm definitely going to have some time with him. And I said in the email back and forth, I was like, you know what, we should grab some lunch or some coffee or something, you know? We haven't seen each other in such a long time, you know? And I am so pumping him for information on Ever After High. I mean, we know Monster High's coming back. He'd be like, dude, what's going on with Ever After High? And he is just, you know, he's the thing about the people that I know at Mattel that really makes me happy is that a lot of the people that I have worked with over the years, a lot of people who still work there are huge fans of Monster High and Ever After High. And a lot of the people that I know there came on board at Mattel as Monster High and Ever After High were coming up. I mean, realize we're over a decade, right? So, you know, somebody who's the senior vice president now was just coming in kind of into the marketing and publicity side of things as Monster High and Ever After High. And they kind of like cut their teeth on it, as we say in the biz. And like, those were some of their first projects. I'm trying to remember what the name, that's not what you call it in there, properties that they worked on. But they also really, really love them. I think there's just a lot of love if you worked on, I mean, you can even see it with Garrett. Like, he doesn't work for Mattel anymore, but he still loves these dolls. He's excited about the return. If you don't follow Garrett Sander on Instagram, you really should, because his love for dolls is just so pure and real. And that makes me so happy that he got to bring dolls that he and his brother created to life in Monster High. And then that he got to bring this amazing, I mean, I'm looking at this as I'm unboxing it. I'm just like, this is crazy amazing. This amazing next line of dolls in the, you know, Ever After High that they got to bring to life. So this is what my thought is, okay? So let's say Monster High does really, really well, okay? Let's just say this happens. Then I think in 2023, we might get Ever After High. And we might even hear about it at the end of 2022. So remember, at the end of this year, the Monster High, there's 3 Monster High collector dolls coming out. There's going to be a Dracula, a Frankie, and a Claudine. And they're going to be like the expensive, like the Grady twins and Pennywise. Okay, let's buy the crap out of them. All right, everybody buy them. Okay, so sell them out. And then when the stuff starts coming out, like in Q1 and Q2 of 2022, buy it all. You'll be able to sell it on eBay later. Buy it all so that then they'll say, I'm sure there's got to be prototypes and they're just waiting to see how the response is. That's what I'm thinking. I just have to believe. I want to believe that Ever After I can come back too. So this is a diploma. Yes. Certifies that Lizzie Hearts is a graduate of Wonderland High School. If so, why does she go to Ever After High? I'm just wondering. So you are invited to celebrate with all of Wonderland the unbirthdayest birthday party of the Queen of Hearts. location, card castle, RSVP, graduation, or off with your heads. As the rightful heir to the Wonderland throne, I swear upon all my cards that I will graduate from Wonderland High. I must solve this riddle to know what final class to take. This is the riddle. It stretches out forever in either direction. It's never wrong. You can't argue perfection. The order is fixed. It never will change. The answer may differ if the parts rearrange. The answer to this riddle is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Why, it's math class, of course. Allow me to explain. Numbers stretch out in either direction infinitely. Think about the largest number you know. There's one even larger than that. Math is never wrong because it's not based off of opinion. All you need to do is figure out the answer waiting for you. The order of numbers is always fixed. However, if you rearrange the numbers in an equation, the answer of the equation might be different. Off with this riddle. Math. I'm not a math person. That was like my worst subject. Worst subject! Oh, how I struggled. And to graduate from college, you had to pass college algebra. And I barely passed high school algebra, okay? I mean, it was like C's if I was lucky. Like, I just barely survived. And then in our senior year of high school, you could take, depending on what you were thinking of doing, oh, her hair is so bad, what you were planning on doing in college, you could take an advanced math, like calculus, I think it was calculus or trig, I think were the two options. I think now everybody has to take those. But anyway, and I knew that to get into college, it would look really good on my transcript if I took an advanced math. I don't know why I thought I could do this, right? I barely survived algebra. So I go to our guidance counselor. Her hair is disgusting. And our guidance counselor's hair was not that cool either. This is just, we're never going to let anybody see this. We're just going to put this in a ponytail back here and they're just going to pretend that it's all an updo. That's all. Because this is really bad. And it's got a lot of blue seepage. Anyway, and I went to my guidance counselor and I was like, so what, I don't know, should I try trigonometry or calc next year? And she just looks at me and she goes, Melissa, with your math grades, you would never survive calculus or trigonometry. I suggest you just look into continuing with another year of French. And I was like, okay, French class it is. And that's what I did. So. She's gorgeous. Oh my gosh. She's so gorgeous. And I'm so glad that I have her complete and just intact and just beautiful. So this is Way to Wonderland, Lizzie Hearts, for real. This is exactly what she is supposed to be. Look at this hat. Are we going to play croquet with her hat? I don't know. I love the cards. Yeah, they're purple, but I mean, Lizzie just has the most beautiful just face with that heart. I love this. This hat just cracks me up. And she's got these little tendrils here, which are actually still attached to her dress. And I think I might keep them that way so that they don't like poof out and frizz. And then she's got this beautiful cowl on. Look at the red hearts. And then it goes over her shoulders. I mean, do you remember detail like this? Oh, and her earrings are chess pieces. And then her shirt is pretty plain. And then she's got this gorgeous skirt. And look at this. So there's like over the top, there's like a peplum. And then it's actually a bow, isn't it? It's like it's a peplum. It's a peplum with a split in it that looks like a bow. I don't know. The skirt is just to die for. Look at that. And it's got the kind of swirly, kind of psychedelic, trippy vibe, right? Of going to Wonderland. Ooh. I have to read, I need to fix this. I need to read Into the Looking Glass. I haven't read that in 1,000 million years. And then underneath it is the skirt. And then she's got these beautiful, beautiful stockings. These are real stockings. Okay. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Real stockings, guys. Oh, those were the days. And then these beautiful gold shoes. Look at that. Oh my God. And then there's the cards. Can you see this? Oh, the cards. Oh, she's so beautiful. I love her. And then she's got the ruffled, so we've got the kind of Edwardian feel here. Come on, camera. Find the ruffles. So we've got these ruffled sleeves. There you go. And the painted on gloves, which I do not have a problem with painted on gloves. Come on, how else are you gonna do gloves, people? And then on this hand, she has the painted on glove, but she has this beautiful ring, and again, the ruffle sleeve. Can I even see what it's, it looks like a hedgehog. And then here is her purse that she's talking about there in her little blurb. And as you can see, it's like all over the place, but she knows that it's the way that it's going to lead her to her castle, to her family's castle. And so, oops, close that back up. There you go. And there it is. And of course she comes with a stand because Ever After High, the more deluxe dolls came with stands. There were budget dolls that did not, but there were and then of course she comes with the brush that is completely useless. Where's her little stand jobby piece? Where's your little waist bracket? I know I saw it. There it is. And it's funny because it's kind of yellowing even in the box. You know, some of these things just don't hold up well. And remember, Lizzie, like Maddie, was smaller in stature, shorter in stature than the other dolls. So she's a little bit more petite, but look at her. Is she not beautiful? Look at that. How gorgeous is this doll? Ah, I love her. I love her. I love her. I love her. I can't wait to put you in the curio cabinet with my other Ever After High dolls. Ah! And I love you too. I love you too, Maddie. But I'm going to put you in the office and I'm going to put you on the shelf because you'll be protected in the plastic. So let me know what you think of Lizzie, and also let me know what you think of my theory. Like, if Monster High does well, do you think we're going to get Ever After High back? Like, is that possible? Some people think Enchantimals replaced Ever After High, and I really don't get that. I don't feel that at all. I think the only thing that's similar about Enchantimals is that they're animals, and so in some ways, like, you know, like Cerise Wolf or you know, but not even really. I know that they are that fantasy kind of feeling for little kids, but it's not the same as Ever After High. And I would just love to see kids get to experience that imaginative world again, you know, of Ever After High. And I really, really hope that it comes back. I know I keep begging for it, and I will continue to keep begging for it. So let me know what you think. Do you think it's a possibility? I mean, Lala Loopsy's coming back, for God's sake. Come on. Ever After High could come back. It could happen. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. And by the way, I am thinking of recollecting some of the Lala Loopsies, because I got a bunch of them for Caden for Christmas, but I got them on eBay and they were open. But there are some, like, there's going to be like a pack that's going to be like, I don't know, $100 and something, and I'm thinking of getting that because Lala Loopsy was like such a big part of Caden's childhood and such a big part of this channel in the beginning, and I'm just, you know, let me know, would you want to see me unbox Lala Loopsy again? Because I'm going to get them. So if you want to see it, I'll share it with you. So anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much. And I will see you again real soon. Bye.